right, ladies and gentlemen, how is everybody doing here? Let's see. We're gonna get here. We're gonna get started here in a minute. Let me see. I have trouble streaming to Facebook, YouTube. All right. So, you know, as always, I can't say always. Every now and then, once in a while, we have these difficulties when we come on live, and good old StreamYard, the battle between StreamYard and some of these social media platforms that we go live on. There's always some type of, I can't say always, I can't claim always because it's not always, it's once in a while. We have these issues where we try to go live, put out some information, and there's problems. So originally I was live on 5 platforms. It looks like I might be down to just 3. And it looks like it's on a Facebook, 2 Facebook pages. But nonetheless, that's okay, because if we don't make it live on both of the Facebook pages, we will definitely put the replay up. So hopefully there won't be an issue with the replay. All right. So I want to welcome y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a minute that we've done this particular thing here we call useful or useless. All right. And what you guys see on the screen here, some of you might be familiar with what that is on the screen that you're watching right now. And maybe we'll get into that. Some of you might not be, but you probably should be at this point. Probably a lot of people will be definitely familiar with what they're seeing on the screen. All right. So, like I said, what I'm going to be doing is kind of a focus on a particular movie that you guys should be familiar with, because there was 3 installments of this movie, if you will. All right. And we will definitely get into that. So, with that being said, welcome to you, useful or useless. All right. You have 9 seconds to go grab something, whether it's a drink, snack, both, and get back here and watch this live. Hello to the live and the replay viewers. What's up to all the protectors out there? What's up to all you security people out there, close protection specialists? This is useful or useless. Let's get into it. All right. So welcome back again, man. Useful or useless. All right. So again, like I said, you should be familiar with this watch you see on the screen. And we're going to get right into it, man. This watch here is from the movie Equalizer. All right. You have the Equalizer 1, 2, and 3, all with the Denzel Washington playing Robert McCall, I think that is. And from my understanding, he's a former Marine and also did some work in the CIA, if I'm not mistaken, according to his character specifications, the Robert McCall character. But he has a set of skills when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, if you will, empty hand skills, along with being very creative when it comes to weapons. He's familiar with weapons of opportunity, as well as coming up with improvised weapons. Myself personally, I think they're 2 different things. Sometimes one word is used to mean everything, but I believe it's two different things: weapons of opportunity and improvising something into a weapon, improvised weapon. So I think there's two different things. All right. So let's get into it, man. We're not going to be on here too long. We're just going to get into it, man. Let's get right into it. All right. So again, this is the Equalizer. And you might be seeing the picture of the Equalizer 3. I could have put up 2, I could have put up 1, 2, and 3 pictures. But what I'm talking about is all 3 movies. There's a set of things I've noticed. And I want you guys to put it in the comments whether you agree, disagree, whether you feel it's useful to you for your own personal protection, or do you think it's useless when it comes to your personal protection, your self-protection, your self-offense, whatever words you choose to use, all right? So let's get into it with all the distractions over here, all right? So one thing about the character, Robert McCall, he's like an older guy. Even in the other movies, he was a little bit younger in each movie, but he still overall was like a retired guy. He's older. And I think even though he's being older, this is something that can apply to those that are younger, that are young of age, early 20s, all the way up into your 60s, 70s, if you will. All right. I think it'll be very important to take a look at what we're about to show you here. All right. So again, like I said, he's an older man. You see him in this picture here with a knife. And there's something to be looked at. Not necessarily that because you're an older person, but we're going to look at how the way his character operates when it comes to his protection. All right. And some things to kind of keep in mind that might be useful or useless for you personally. So when it comes to him fighting or protecting himself or having to take people out, for whatever reason that is, for you guys, it'll be for the purposes of someone's encroaching on you and they're looking to harm you. His character is very focused, all right? A very focused person. All right. So he's not letting things distract him or take him off his square, if you will, take him off his game. He stays very focused, okay? He knows what's going on around him. All right. He pays attention to what's going on around him because it's important when it comes to protecting yourself. All right. Also, something to notice is that he doesn't waste time or energy when it comes to the particular moves that he uses, the moves that he makes. All right. He goes just right in, wastes no time about it, doesn't try to get super fancy about things. It's just like an assassin's mindset. You go in, take care of business, you get out of there. All right. So he doesn't waste any time or energy, unnecessary energy. And because he is an older guy and he might be in shape, but he might not be in the best of shape or might not be as in shape per se as someone younger. There's no time to waste energy. And just because you're young, maybe you can take something from this as well. Even if you're in great shape, good shape, you might not want to waste your energy either. All right. You might not want to don't want to waste time on a lot of flashiness, fancy moves. You just want to get in, know what you're going to do, get out, know the parts of the body as you see it in this picture. He's hitting one of those nerves in the hand, and he knows what these nerves do. So he's very knowledgeable about the human anatomy, it looks like, as the character of this movie. He knows how to do things to the body. He knows where to touch, where to attack, where to put pressure on. And you should keep that in mind as well. It's not about, when it comes to being out here protecting yourself, like really protecting yourself, not that you getting into somebody don't like you or they bump into you. You don't need to get into anything with somebody. You might want to try to de-escalate as best as possible, because you don't want to waste your energy on nonsense fighting, if you will. All right, you shouldn't even be getting involved in fighting. Like I said, having an assassin's mindset is different from fighting, because an assassin is not interested in doing a back and forth with you all day. An assassin is looking at where I'm gonna hit you at, whether with weapon or hands, that's gonna stop you in your tracks, take you out of the fight, if you will, stop you from coming back at me. All right. That's having the assassin's mindset, being very ruthless and very aggressive in the moves and the things you make, not wasting time, pop, 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 being effective with several moves, or being efficient with less moves. So let me break that down real quick. I'll try to explain the best as I can when it comes to effective. So let's say effective is maybe in 5 moves, I can take you out the picture and turn around and just walk up out of there without worrying about you having to come back up and go after me. So I'm being effective. That's cool. I don't mind being effective. I can also be efficient, which means instead of taking 5 moves, I might take you out in 3 moves. All right. 3 moves or less, being efficient, or effective, 5 moves or less. All right. So hopefully you understand the difference between effective and efficient when it comes to protecting yourself. All right. Another thing which I did mention about the flashiness is that Robert McCall's character, he's very straight to the point. All right. He knows that, hey, it's going to be an issue. You tried to talk to the people, to the person or persons. They not hearing it. They're not willing to hear it. It looks like there's going to be some aggression going on. Let me just get straight to the point, not waste time, not waste energy, not doing super flashy moves. I'm just going to go in, get straight to the point, pop, 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 or pop, 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 take you out, wait on the next one. If there's anybody else, take them out, be done with it. Just get straight to the point. All right. So you should already get that. No wasted movements, no wasted time. All right. Just get in and get out. Also, like I mentioned, on top of being ruthless and super aggressive, very brutal, he's very brutal in the way he strikes and attacks. In this situation, it's more like a weapon of opportunity. So he took the guy's gun after he grabbed his hand, all right, did something to his hand, was able to take the gun, and now he's like, yo, this is a weapon of opportunity. There's no time, no need to waste time or energy. Let's get straight to the point. I don't need to hit the gun out the way or take it from him. I'm just going to use the gun right against him. All right. I'm going to push this thing right in his eye socket. All right. Take him out like that, straight to the point. So being very brutal is also a trait that I notice when it comes to this character, and a trait that I feel, in my opinion, or my thought process, because I don't particularly care about opinions. I care about your thoughts and observations, which some people might say that's their opinion. I look at this as something very useful when it comes to protecting yourself. All right. No sense in wasting time trying to grab the gun from him. Hey, you grabbed your hand, you might have twisted that, twist the wrist up. Hey, I'm going to just use the gun against you, jam it in your eye. All right. So being very brutal is something I think you should consider when it comes to your hand-to-hand, empty hand skills. All right. Being very brutal. Okay. Next, let's go on to the next thing here. I mentioned this already, having very ruthless moves. All right. This goes back to the other part of this right here. All right. It's starting it off from this point, and then he's pushing it into his eye. Now it's in his eye, being very ruthless with what you do. There's no sense in doing tap moves on people and just doing something to put somebody in pain. Got to be more than just pain. All right, because some people have different pain thresholds. Some people can take pain in certain areas than others. So it's more about injuring somebody, maiming somebody more than it is um, just putting pain. So I think this is very useful. Of course, you guys can tell me what you think on that. So having part of your makeup when it comes to your um, empty hand protection skills, or with improvised, or in this case is a weapon of opportunity. He's seen a weapon he can use. It was an opportunity to use that against him. He used it. Boom, right in his eye. All right. So that's a weapon. That's what I would consider like a weapon of opportunity. Although it's actually a weapon in itself. Just the gun is a weapon, but he flipped it on him, didn't have to shoot him. He just rammed it into his eye, did a few injuries on him, and then made him weak enough to where he just jammed it in his eye. So you might want to consider that as part of your makeup when it comes to really protecting yourself in the street. All right. Also, he's very destructive, right? Very destructive. There's no sense in wasting, again, playing games with people. Just be very destructive. I'm using words like destructive, ruthless, brutal, super aggressive. This is how you need to be, or you should be, when it really comes to protecting yourself, because you cannot waste time and play games with people. All right. There's no sense in wasting time and playing games with people. All right. Especially in the street. You know, you minding your business and all of a sudden someone's running up on you with their gun. We can kind of go back to this again, right? How bad we can go back to this again. You got to handle business and be super brutal, super ruthless, very destructive. All right. And there's some more destructiveness. Now, this time, a bomb was used. Now, I don't know if you're gonna have you can't get a hold of no bombs or nothing, but I'm not even trying to say that to get one. I'm just trying to explain the mindset you need to have. It's all about having a mindset of an assassin compared to just a mindset of, playground fighting because someone bumped into you, someone pushed you, and so now you got to feel like, hey, I got to fight. Where, truth be told, you just need to try to de-escalate the situation, even if you are mad that the person bumped you, stepped on your shoe, knocked something on you. You really should save all that energy for something when it really is time to get destructive. All right. So that's the point I'm trying to make with that. All right. Very deadly moves that this character uses in the movie, that Robert McCall uses. If he has a weapon in his hand, he becomes very deadly with what he does, because this is a serious thing. These people are not out here to play. And the same thing when somebody's out in the street trying to harm you, they're not out here to play. You can't accept that they're going to be out here to play, because you don't know what their intentions are. You can't mind read. You can't assume, determine that they're just going to try to hurt you and be gone. They're going to try to teach you a lesson and then be out. No, you can't play with these people, because the way things are nowadays, people just take you out and you don't really know what their intentions are. So you can't depend your life on that. So you got to be very deadly when they're trying to attack you. All right. So having some deadly moves, knowing what moves you can do that is very deadly, you should add into your repertoire. All right. And again, direct, straight to the point. It wasn't no fancy or flashy moves. He knew, hey, I'm going to get an outcome that's going to be in his favor by doing this move and striking here, striking there. There's no game playing with Robert McCall. All right. And again, it's that assassin mindset, get in, strike, 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 get out. Go to the next one. If there's another one, if there's another one after that, go into them, another one, and just get them out of here. Get ready for the next one. All right. So again, direct, straight to the point. Again, he's an older guy, so it's no time. You can't, older. You don't need to be flashy. It's like, yo, I'm just gonna take these fools out and let's get to the next one, or if this is it, then I'm gonna walk up out of here calmly and be gone. All right. This person came over here violating me, trying to violate me, and so now it's time to take him out. All right. So it's that simple. Direct and straight to the point when he strikes. No flashy moves. Also, if you watched, I think it was Equalizer 1, he understands that there are weapons of opportunity all around him, right? So right now, I could say there's weapons of opportunity always around me right now, all right? So for instance, off the bat, I have a phone. Somebody coming in, I could just grab the phone, put it in my hand, strike with it, right? The cord that it has, take this off, take it around your neck, or hold it in my hand. It's not as deadly striking people with it, but you can cause an effect to where you can sting somebody, buy you a few seconds, and get something else or do something else with your own hands and your body that is more deadly, right? So there are things around. I have a bottle of bug spray. All right. I can use this as a weapon in itself or spray it in the person's face. And after they get disoriented with that, then I just go for the takeout, take them out right then and there in just a few moves. So there's always weapons of opportunity all around you. There's some things that don't move that you can use. You have to bring them to the weapon instead of you bringing the weapon to them. So there's always weapons of opportunity all around you. All right. And speaking of that, again, you can get into improvised weapons. So for instance, I have my socks on, right? I have this little hot spot with me. What I can do is take my sock off, put this inside the sock, wrap the sock up in a knot. Now I improvise the weapon and I can hit you with it. Homie the clown style. Homie don't play that. All right. So that's an improvised weapon. That's my definition of what you can do when you improvise a weapon, as opposed to, oh, here's a weapon of opportunity right here. Okay, I'm gonna just use this on them. Let me spray it in their face. All right, now I'm gonna hit them with it. All right, so that's a weapon of opportunity. Is things around you, whether you can move it or you have to move the person to the weapon. All right, this table that you're watching me on, the computer's on, the table, I can use that as a weapon of opportunity and bring you to it. All right. So Robert McCall understands weapons of opportunity. Okay. And as those are corkscrews you see in the picture, which I think was in the first movie, he had corkscrews. So he took that as opportunity, as weapon of opportunity. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. Again, never hesitates. He never hesitates to use any weapon of opportunity. All right. He never hesitates to use a weapon of opportunity. There you go. Yes, indeed. Always look for weapons of opportunity. And speaking of that, that's something I need to mention because that's what he did in pretty much all the movies. He would always be aware of what's going on. He looks around and assesses his immediate environment and sees what he has available. So that goes back to the corkscrews you see there in the picture when it comes to the first Equalizer movie. These are things he already kind of peeped out before he got to taking people out. Remember the scene where he was in the Russian restaurant and in the back office, and there was an issue with the guy. The guy didn't want to take the payment of the money from Robert McCall. He gave the money back to him to get out of here, if I remember right. And he was like, nah, he was getting ready to go out the door, but then he decided to turn around and was closing the door for a second, like, yo, I'm not going for that. I'm trying to get ready to take these people out. And it showed you the scene where it gave like a close up to his face, and you see in his pupil of his eyes that he was looking around. He noticed the guy on his right side sitting down with the gun. He noticed another guy on another side. He looked in front of him on the little table or desk where the other guy was sitting at. He seen the corkscrews there, the little shot glass. He was already assessing all these areas like, okay, there's a weapon there. If I get close to that, I can use that. If I get close to the corkscrews, I know it's there, I can use that. All right. There was a table after he beat up dude. I think he sliced him up. Right. And then he threw him, flipped him onto the glass table, slammed his head. The table was a weapon of opportunity. So yeah, you got a point there. All right. Most definitely. You got a point there. Yeah, even in the stores, man. Sometimes even when in the stores you see random items. Yep. You could crack a fool across the kneecaps with this, bust them with that upside the head. Yeah, candles can be in the aisle. All right. You got the contact bottles of contact lens cleaner in the box. So sometimes you got the two in the box. That's like holding a brick in your hand, somewhat. You have that there. So everything around you is always a weapon of opportunity, most definitely. So yeah. So always keep that in mind. So that's something I noticed in the movie. In all his movies, he was always like that. All right. The character was always aware of what was around him. He looked for cameras. He always peeped out, okay, there's cameras there. There's some weapons over here. There's some things over here that can be used. So these things are useful or can be useful to apply when it comes to your own personal protection. All right. All these darn flies out here. All right. So let's go on. Let me see, there's something else. Again, like I said, never hesitates to use weapons of opportunity. Okay. Never hesitates for that. Let me see something here. Never hesitates to use weapons of opportunity. For sure. All right. He's always aware of who and what's going on around him. Now, I noticed that has been a problem when I just watch people when I'm going out and about, whether I'm walking or I'm driving. I pay attention to see how many people are really paying attention to what's going on around them. And I notice a lot of people don't. And it could be hard for even somebody who's kind of mindful of understanding to do that, even myself, because you can't per se be always all the time looking around, but you should try to put yourself in a mind frame of looking around every now and then. Like now, I hear a motorcycle behind me, or what sounds like one. I need to go turn around, check that out. All right. So it's important to be aware of who is around you and what's going on around you. All right, just like the character in the movie. A very important thing to do. So that is very useful as well. In the third movie, when at the beginning of the movie, it's all on YouTube already, so they play the scene. He's sitting in the chair, calm and cool as can be, and he's telling. I guess the guy was like the mafia boss comes in, and he's telling him, "Look, the dude on the left, he had the gun. He's like the dude on the left. He's a little bit off where the gun is pointing at me, and it's gonna cause his other buddy to catch it. So he's off a few inches. He's gonna catch it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure I get you." He's aware. He's that much aware of what's going on around him, even to the degree like, yo, the way this dude is even pointing the gun at me, when I move, he's gonna be off when he shoots me. He's gonna end up shooting his partner, and then I'm gonna flip the gun on him when we go back again, right? Then he's gonna flip the gun, turn it on, dude, right after that. So knowing who's around you, being aware in a calm way, and being aware of what's going on around you. Like in the environment I'm in now, I know what's going on around me. There's kids playing over there in the playground. There's people walking their dogs. There's couples walking their spouses, if you will, their particular loved ones. He's already dead and he don't know it. There you go. I feel for his family. I think that's what he said. Yeah, I think that's what he said too. So he already dead and don't even know it. So he was that much aware of who's around him and what's going on, even to the degree of, hey, he's not even pointing the gun right. And when I make this move, it's not even going, the bullet's not even going to touch me. So he's that much aware. That's the point I'm bringing up. Because some of that is a little entertainment there, but the useful things are the awareness that he has. All right. So that's the useful things about it. That's the point I'm making. Okay. The usefulness of being aware and knowing what's going on around you. All right. And part of that is assessing and evaluating the situation. All right. The same thing when somebody gets in your face and they getting upset. Maybe you pulled in a parking space, you get out. Somebody was gonna park there. All of a sudden, they running up on you, screaming and yelling, blah blah blah. That was where I'm gonna sit at, or that's where I was gonna park at. Excuse me, and blah blah blah. Before you get so emotional and start yelling back, which you shouldn't be doing, you should try to really end the situation by de-escalating. Always try to do that first. Talk to people down calmly. Hey, look, I'm sorry about that. My bad, man. I can move, no problem. Even if you don't want to, if that's going to help the situation from you getting into unnecessary time wasting your energy and all that, maybe that's something you should do. Or just offer a heartfelt apology. Hey, man, I didn't see you. I didn't know you was going in there. My bad. And try to move on from there. And at the same, but if they want to continue, you don't know if this person has some people with them or not. So you have to assess the situation, evaluate the situation, right? Know who's around you, what's going on around you. You got to know that. You got to do that. All right. So that's very important. Assessing the situation, evaluating. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see if somebody else is walking up here with dude or behind them. Could be his lady. I don't know. Could be another homie he got with him. Could be a relative of his. They want to walk up. So you got to know, okay, I got to deal with two of them. All right, I'm going to stay calm. I'm going to play this calmly. Get them with the element of surprise. All right. So something else very useful. Okay. And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I wasn't going to try to be up here too long. Maybe to add to that is once you do an assessment of making sure this person is not with somebody else, right? Or if they are, you know what you're dealing with, and you want to get everybody with the element of surprise. You always got to surprise them. Don't make yourself obvious and telegraph what you intend on doing. All right. I'm not going to get too deep into that or adding too much more because that's another video that can be done down the road. But just to add that little bit of piece into that piece into it, you also might want to do things in a surprise manner. Don't never let them know with your right or left hand, your elbow, right or left, your knee, right or left knee, your right foot or left foot is going to do, what your head's going to do, hands going to do, so on and so forth. All right. Always try to catch them by the element of surprise. All right. And so, yeah, that's it, man. I'm going to keep it pretty much short and sweet. Hopefully this has helped you guys. Let me know if the stuff I was saying, because this is called useful or useless. All right. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Useful or useless. You let me know if any of these things was useful to you or useless to you. Just throw it in the comments and let me know. All right. So go back and play the video and things I said. And if they're useful to you, try to add one or two things and apply it to your situation. All right. As far as actual moves, maybe that's something down the road we'll go into a little bit and, maybe get into that. So again, I appreciate y'all for checking this out, for checking this video out, watching me live. Appreciate you, Complex Blackness. Salute to you. Thanks for the comments. He was on point with that. And yeah, so keep these things in mind as I go back, just to let you guys see. All right. Aware who and what's going on around you. Never hesitate to use a weapon of opportunity. I already explained what that is compared to improvised weapon. I think personally those are two different things. And I did give a quick explanation of the two. All right. Understanding that weapons of opportunity are always around you. So, to be honest, you always have a weapon on you, even when you don't have a weapon on you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Direct it straight to the point. Forget all the flashiness. Go right in. Have an assassin's mindset as opposed to a fighter's mindset. All right. Assassins are here to go in, take the person out in several moves or less, be done. They're confident that they can turn around and just walk off, as opposed to taking the person out and having to run off. Have an assassin's mindset. Be ruthless, be very deadly moves when it comes to protecting yourself, really being attacked. I'm not talking about stuff you can de-escalate and calm down a situation, because all situations don't need for you to be deadly and getting all aggressive and brutal. You can talk people down. All right. There's a saying, I just heard it from a birdie. I'm just going to say, I guess it's an unofficial saying that they say in the CIA. All right. And just heard it. A fly on the wall told me. There's a saying that goes, you can walk your way out or you can talk your way out. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you don't know what that means, put that in the comments, and then maybe another video I'll explain what that means. All right. I'm just saying. Okay. Let me put this other thing back up here real quick. Oh, no. Let me finish this up real quick as I'm going back. All right. So having deadly moves, being very destructive in what you do, being very ruthless in what you do when you need to be, not unnecessary interactions that you can de-escalate. All right. Being very brutal, straight to the point again, straight to the point moves that you use, not all the flashy moves. All right. Don't waste your time and energy. Not everything needs a lot of, don't want to waste time on petty arguments, petty traffic issues. Somebody didn't like a particular, you might be a Democrat and they're a Republican, or you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, or you're neither, you're independent, and then you get an argument about that. You should be able to de-escalate something like that. Don't need to waste your time on that. Don't even need to waste your energy. Now, that's one thought on time and energy. Another thought is when you actually in the fight in quotes, because you shouldn't be fighting. You should just be going in and getting out. That's not a fight. But when you have to use your empty hand skills, you want to do moves that you're not wasting all this time and wasting a lot of your energy doing. All right. So that's that. And then he was focused, very focused on what he was doing, very focused on what he needed to do. All right. And of course, he was an older man, but even if you're younger, maybe you should take on these practices of an older man, even being younger. Don't be so quick, because I know the mindset of a younger person. We all been there, or some of us have been there. Some of us hadn't got old enough to understand the nuances and the differences yet. So some of you might be young that's watching this. Try to pick up the mindset of an older man, like in this character. All right, he's not going to waste his time, and a lot of times in all these movies, he tried to talk to the people he know he was going to get ready to get at anyway. All right, he had conversations with them. It wasn't always just blah, just pop, 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 going off on them. Very calm, very cool, talking to them until it was time to handle business. Then it was time to handle business. So even some of you young folks out there might need to take that approach to your personal protection. All right. So again, I appreciate y'all, man. Share this video out with as much people that you find this is beneficial. If you find it useful, share it out to people. Tell people to come to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We are available on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I'm going to try to get I know I have a Spotify account. I haven't been able to put these videos up, but I know Spotify allows for videos to be up now. All right. Woo, we'll be there. Had to use a weapon of opportunity to try to hit that B. See what I'm saying? So YouTube, Twitter. I'm going to get a Twitch account eventually set up. I do have a Spotify account. I haven't uploaded none of these videos, maybe a few of them. So if any of you have a Spotify account, being that Spotify now allows podcast videos to be put up, I can put these videos up on Spotify as well. So take advantage of that if you have a Spotify account. All right. And then there'll be other sites that I know of that I'm gonna be putting videos on too. It's not a live situation, but I can upload videos to this platform. There's several places actually. It's 2 or 3 more places that I'm gonna be looking into and putting it up. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of content I got to put up. So I'm all doing this myself. All right, I'm controlling my own content. So yeah, show your support, man. Be sure to like this video. All right, share it out, subscribe to the channel, and we'll try to keep it popping, keep it going. All right. This is useful or useless. Now it's your turn to let me know if it was useful to you or useless, period. All right. You do have 9 seconds to do that, or I'm going to get out of here. Actually, even when I get out of here, you're still going to be able to put it up. All right. Appreciate y'all, man. I am out of here. Until next time, shout out to my protectors. Shout out to all the people that do security. That secure these places that some of y'all can't be armed. Hopefully this video will help you out for those security people that can't be armed and for those that are armed as well. Shout out to the people who do close protection, protecting other people. This one's for y'all as well. I'm out of here, man. I got to record another video. All right. Peace.